So Dryden, welcome. For those people who haven't heard about you, I'd like you to just briefly explain who you are and what you do.
Well, I'm Professor of Psychotherapeutic Studies at Goldsmiths, University of London, and my major responsibilities there is to run a Master's in Rational Emotive and Cognitive Behavioural Therapy, which is a 2-year professional training program in the subject. And I also have a small private practice, and I write 1 or 2 books.
You've written quite a few books, and one of the books that you will be published will be one where one of our workshops will be based on. Before we talk a little bit about that, I wonder if you can explain what CBT is in a nutshell. What cognitive behavior therapy is in a nutshell.
Well, it is not a therapeutic approach. It is a therapeutic tradition, I think, in the same vein as psychodynamic tradition and the humanistic tradition, and these traditions have each have particular approaches within it. But so when people say what is the difference, for example, between rational emotive behavior therapy and cognitive behavior therapy, that is like asking the question, what is the difference between a man and a human being?
Right.
And that is, although some people might say that's a valid question.
What is it?
I'll tell you later. But it's about, comparing a particular approach with a whole tradition. It's not a really valid comparison. So when you ask the question, my answer would be addressed to the tradition. Now, as a tradition, cognitive behavior therapy really looks quite closely at the impact of people's thinking and behavior on mainly the maintenance of their psychological problems and what needs to be done to really deal with these ways of thinking, way of behaviour. And within that tradition, different approaches have got different ideas of how to approach thinking and behaviour, particularly how to approach thinking. But they are united by the view that such thinking is really crucial to an understanding of how people disturb themselves, maintain their disturbance, and what they need to do to overcome their disturbance.
So you've said maintenance, you've said this about maintaining, so yeah. In cognitive behavior therapy tradition and cognitive behavior tradition, we're not really interested, or we don't look into the acquisition of, or the circumstances under which, the problem originated, or it's something that we can do, but it's we don't have a theoretical basis for that.
Well, my view is that I'm prepared to talk about whatever my clients are interested in talking about that's relevant to actually helping them to overcome their problems. So if they start talking about their past, yeah. I'm not going to say, oh, no, we don't do that in CBT. In fact, some people come in and say, oh, you're not interested in my past, are you?
Yeah.
I said, well, no, that's not true. I think that the difference is that we say that the past may contribute to the way people disturb themselves, and we're interested in understanding that contribution, but a contribution is not a cause, yeah. And therefore people exposed to the same events in the past, the same upbringing, would have tendency to have a different response to it, but certainly would not say to clients, I'm not interested in talking about that. So yes, the idea then is, in terms of the way we deal with the past, is to help people to see, in a way, what they believed in the past, that's also relevant to maybe how they got disturbed in the past, and how they are unwittingly and still holding on to some of those beliefs. So that would help to explain how they're actually keeping their disturbance alive in an unwitting way.
That's really interesting, because so you're not saying that we dismiss the past.
No.